there's so much bad stuff that's out there. There's so many wrappers and sort of point solutions, and there's a bunch of hype, and things are oversold and whatnot. You might get early adopters, but it was really hard to get any sort of density going and critical mass. One was the literacy, and the other was the execution. So we almost have two businesses. One equips people with what they need to know, not just generically about AI, but increasingly about the risks that surround AI. And then once they're educated, we can help guide them to the right sort of solutions that align with their organizational risk tolerance and their needs.
Interesting. It's incredible. It's like you said, you were at the right place at the right time. Everything just came into place with the massive, I'd say, boom or hype. And I think hype, if we're talking about hype, it's very hard to differentiate what is the tools that are just model wrappers, and we can get into that later on. And the ones that are bringing in, they're training their own models and they're doing some substantial work, right? And some that are just noise, because some of the products that are model wrappers, they work and they're good and they actually do help the public. But what I'm really interested in from what you said, one of the things is the education. Because I think education right now is massive. It's very important. Building trust, getting execs to jump on, making sure that they find ways to implement AI one way or the other. Otherwise, they'll be left behind, because this is what everyone is doing, right? And so you've been, I noticed that you shipped quite a few different LLM-powered products, right? I think that's within the span of 2 years. And so when it comes to those 3 products that you've shipped so far, what would you say that separates the Boardroom hype from working deployments?
First, my own deployments suffered from sort of the issues with SaaS of being over enthusiastic about having the right solution at the right time, meeting the impediments of a massive and confusing and undereducated market. In simple terms, distribution was really, really hard. And I will say that although I'm very proud of the solutions that we put forward, of the 3, only one is still kicking along right now, because distribution was just so tough to get it into people's hands, partially because of what you were laying out. There's so much bad stuff that's out there. There's so many wrappers and sort of point solutions, and there's a bunch of hype, and things are oversold and whatnot. You might get early adopters, but it was really hard to get any sort of density going and critical mass. And I may have learned that I'm just not a great SaaS salesman at the end of the day. So with time being scarce, most of my effort is actually spent on the education and the execution within companies at this point. However, a couple of different things.